Welcome back to FP2 in Magello, Tuscany, Italy. It is time for second practice for Formula 1 and the 2026 season, but we are greeted with heavy rain. A massive downpour has come to the racetrack, and so full wet tires are on the cars as all 22 drivers are going to take to the track. And as you can see, we got multiple of these guys coming out on track, and Bent Junebug is back after winning the Wii Sports Resort Games IMSA race back at Wu Island, and he is ready for F1 time. And meanwhile, Arthur Leclerc continues his F1 substituting career in his second practice session and his second day as a Ferrari primary driver here at the home state of Ferrari. Italy is the home of Ferrari. It's also the home of Andrea Kimi Antonelli. This is basically another home race for him because Antonelli is, of course, Italian. And so this is the Antonelli's home race as well as the Ferrari team's home race. And so this is a big weekend here in Magello, so let's get started. FP2. Carlos Sainz and the Williams will set the first official lap time at Magello. Now Lando Norris is going to come across the line, and Lando puts up the fastest time. Yes, he does. But here comes VB. Valtteri Bottas is about to come across the line, over a camera shot, and across the start-finish line. Incredible stuff from the EN7 Trackhouse Racing Cadillac. And speaking of, Bent Junebug is back out on track, and we can see more drivers setting up lap times. There goes Pierre Gasly in the Alpine. Gasly goes up to 10th. Not bad. Here comes Isaac Hadjar in the Red Bull, screaming down the main straight and down towards the two downhill sections of the track and going to turn 1. Well, here comes Junebug. He's about to set a pretty good lap time. We say this time and time again, the wet race is his best race. He loves racing in the rain, and this is a new track for him. He's never raced here at this racetrack, so this will be a new learning curve for him. Well, it's definitely going to be a great time. You can see it on the dashboard. And it's P2. He'll definitely take that, especially because it's a 1-2. It's an EN7 Trackhouse Racing Cadillac 1-2. Bottas in first, and Junebug is second. Great stuff. We're riding on board with Russell now, his former teammate Lewis Hamilton in the Ferrari. He's behind the Aston Martin. I think of Fernando Alonso. Hamilton has to back off as he comes across the line. And that'll be P13. Here comes Gabriel Bortoleto in the Audi, and then George Russell in the Mercedes. There is a V car pulling it into the pits. Lindblad with the fastest third sector. Not bad. Here comes Piastri and Verstappen. Piastri's 9th, and Verstappen is 11th. So the EN7 Trackhouse Racing Cadillac drivers lock out the front row in second practice here at Magello, Italy. And so very good stuff from the EN7 Trackhouse Racing Cadillac drivers. And we can see Arthur Leclerc substituting in for his brother Charles. He is third. Not bad from Arthur. He's definitely, and we said this before, he's learning how to adapt to these new F1 cars in his first official F1 race weekend this season. So very good stuff from Arthur. We are riding on board with Arthur Leclerc, and he's doing really well in his first ever F1 start, in his first ever second practice in Formula 1. Substituting in for his brother Charles following the injury sustained at the Turkish Grand Prix last time out on speed. And Lando sets up the fastest sector time. So looking very good in the McLaren. He's doing pretty well. And Arthur is definitely doing a great job. I expect him to learn a lot with these new cars. I mean, it's been a bit of a hot minute since we've seen Arthur Leclerc in an F1 gig so far in the 2020s. Yeah, so Arthur, he's definitely doing a pretty good job. I mean, he's a Formula 2 racer in the beginning, and now he's competing in GT races in the Americas. So Arthur, he's learning a lot about how to be in Formula 1, like how his brother Charles did during his early years when he was part Alfa Romeo. Back then was known as Alfa Romeo Sauber before they changed to Audi. And so, speaking about it, here comes Hulkenberg across the line. But as I mentioned before, Arthur is learning. A lot of these guys that are learning the new cars, and they're just learning F1 in general. And one of them, of course, is Arthur. First ever main full-time gig in F1. Not exactly a full-time seat. I mean, he's just substituting in for his brother, but he's doing a pretty good job at doing it. Yeah, and as we can see, we're riding on board with Junebug. He's gonna come across the line, Junebug, and he'll stay second. But that won't make him mad. He's very pleased with that, I think. And now, speaking of Ferrari, Lewis Hamilton would love to back up that win he got in China with a win in Italy. He has yet to win in a Ferrari car at a home race for the team. Yeah, so Hamilton, he is racing with McLaren in the beginning as he goes 5th fastest, but he's racing with McLaren in the beginning in the late and early 2000s, at least to the. Let me say this again. He is racing with McLaren in the beginning in 2008. He won the championship, his first ever championship in Formula 1 with McLaren in 2008. And then he joins Mercedes in 2013 to replace the great Michael Schumacher. And ever since then, he's been driving for Mercedes until 2025. Last year, he moved to Ferrari, had a pretty good year. He finished 3rd or 4th in the Drivers' Championship standings. They were looking really good in the beginning, but it was clear that Junebug was the guy to beat. And he proved that, and now he continues to race with Ferrari today, Lewis Hamilton. Lewis Hamilton, a multi-time world champion, and of course, a lot of fans, they love Lewis Hamilton, and they appreciate what Hamilton can do, as he is, 5th fastest, so looking really good for the Ferrari drivers. Really impressive stuff from Hamilton and Arthur Leclerc. And here comes Bottas across the line, and he will stay first, but he does not improve the lap time, which I was expecting him to do at least once, but not bad from him. Here comes Kimi Anelli, the home hero, the local home hero, and Norris is 3rd fastest. That puts Arthur ahead of Lewis Hamilton, so it's 4th and 5th for both Ferrari drivers as of now. So again, not bad stuff from the Ferrari drivers. Oh my, we got a spinner. Oh my, over he goes. That is a big spin. That is Pierre Gasly in the Alpine in a heap of trouble. And I think he collided with a Red Bull or an Aston Martin. And there goes a Haas. But that's big damage to the front wing of Pierre Gasly. And indeed, he has collided with the 2-time world champion Max Verstappen, and that's game over for MAX. Meanwhile, the 9-time world champion Lewis Hamilton is coming around the turn with Pierre Gasly, a former Red Bull driver. He was once teammates with Max Verstappen. He has collided into a broken car. Russell comes across line. Russell improves to P7, so not bad at all from George Russell. 32 seconds out on the clock, and Hamilton will stay 5th. So a pretty good outing for the Ferrari drivers. 4th and 5th, not bad. Here comes Oscar Piastri, the Australian, trying to prove at least something. Not going to happen. He's going to stay 10th. What a wild practice session. So it's Valtteri Bottas on pole from Junebug, Lando Norris, Arthur Leclerc, Lewis Hamilton, Carlos Sainz, George Russell, Isaac Hadjar, and then we have Kimi Anelli and Oscar Piastri. Again, not bad. Not bad stuff, guys. As you can see, Gasly was involved in that collision already with Matt Verstappen, as Verstappen is 11th, I think. Yes, Verstappen is indeed 11th. But not bad. It's not bad. Pretty good weekend. It's a really great weekend for the EN7 Trackhouse Racing Cadillac drivers, and a pretty good day for the Ferrari boys. And we'll join us later for the third practice.